next what we will do is filters in Tableau. So what are filters? Filters are nothing but data used to like. Why is a filter used? It's very simple, right? It's basically to narrow down my selection based on certain criteria. So if you have, say, if you have, um, you know, a column which is having data for North America and South America, you put a filter that I need data for only North America, and then for the certain state or for the certain zip code or so for the certain person. So if you are drilling down, it's basically keeping putting filters to your data and getting the things done as per the narrow downs. So let me go to my sheet. If I Again, I'm dragging my orders data in here, and then I'm going to my sheet. So if I go to my sheet and if I go to customer name, what I'm doing, okay, the first level of filter the other day we have discussed, right? You remember there's a filter in the data source where you can add and you can filter. The second level of filter is to go over here and to use this filter thing. Now, when I put filter in the like when I put the column filter into customer name into filters, what we can see is there's a list that comes up. Okay, so in general, what you can do is the first thing that you can do is include or exclude. So say suppose you want to include or exclude anything. So from the list, you can see there is something called exclude. So if you want to, like, say suppose Adam, this name Adam or Adam Hart if you have, and if you exclude, what happens is it gets striked off. And when we will do an apply and okay, the customer name column won't have Adam Hart to its to in the contents of the column. So you can do it again. If you check it, it will be an include. So you can include and exclude will be your first level of filtration, and you can select from the sheet whatever you want to. Uh, Next option is wildcard. We'll come to these two as well. Okay, let me cover this. Custom values list. What happens? Like enter text to search or add. Say suppose I add. So if I put Adam, I will get all the Adams of my list over here, and then comes is use all. Use all basically means that there is no filtration to be done. Then comes wildcard. Wildcard is an option where you can specify a particular match value, right? So the value contains match value it contains the alphabet A maybe or you can do with the starts with, ends with, exactly matches. So you can use all the four options whereby if it contains this, if it starts with say A, if it ends with D, and if you have an exact match, you can put it over there. Next comes is next comes is conditions. So using condition is basically how you do is there are two types of conditions that you can use. So is by field. So by field, what you want to do is say suppose I go to sales. Sales will always be sum, and I do a greater than 10,000. Okay. So if I do that, what happens is if I put an apply, and if I drag customer name now, so it gives me data for only. So it gives me data for only those people who have sales more than 10,000. Correct? So Now, now this is one type of filtration that you can do. Okay, so next, if you want to do some kind of a filtration, uh, what was I doing? We were, what, what was the next thing to do? Oh, okay, yeah, yeah. So by field and by formula also you can do it if you want to, like, check like what is or how you want to do it, like, using a formula. I'll show you how to do a formula, but then let me put it over here. Okay. Um, One second. Front end is done. What was it? It was a quick filter. Anyways, so okay, I'll just show you the quick filters. Delete all. So okay, so this was the filter. Okay, so now if you go to filters over here, so there's your condition and then comes top. So when you have top, you can do it by field as well, whereby you can filter the customer name top 10 by, say, suppose by sales. If you select sales, it will be automatically coming as sum. So you can apply over here, and if you go here, you will see that. You will see that the customer names, the top 10 customer names based on the sales, you'll get over here. Okay, so we have seen include and exclude. We have seen the top wildcard conditions. Okay. Mm, so now let's see. So this was a filter on dimensions. Now let's see the how to use filters on measurements. Okay, so measurements also have filters, right? So let me drag customer name to rows and sales to filters. So when we now till now we were putting dimensions in filters, right? I was putting customer name and I see these options coming in. Now what I'm doing is I'm putting sales, that is a measure, into filters. As soon as I do it, I get some of the options of aggregation. Correct. So sum, average, etc. we get. Do you see that? So what happens now? It's asking me the filter that you have put in there. Do you want to sum it? Do you want to average it? You want to do a median of it? You want count? You want count distinct? You want minimum, maximum, standard deviation, variance, attribute. So it is giving me all the options which are relevant to this measurement, right? So if I do a next, what I see is I get four options to me. Okay. So the first is range of values. Range of values is whereby I can choose the range at which I can put my data. So say suppose I want it to be 6,000 and over here I want it to be say 15,000. So I want the range of values that is to be shown in my pane to be between 6,000 and 15,000. And if I put in OK, I see that the numbers that have come up are between 6,000 and 15,000, right? Now comes at least. So at least means among the entire data, the it should be at least 6,000. Okay, so now if I apply over there, so these are the ones which are at least 6,000. See, I have 22,000 now because in range I had defined 16,000, so it was showing me. But then when I give it as at least 6,000, so it gives me all the names of customers which have met at least 6,000 and beyond. At most is basically the maximum of it. So if I choose at most to be what, say suppose 18,000, if I put an apply, you see everything comes right. So, because at most is so till 18,000, whoever has met, everyone's names are coming up. And then we have special. Special is nothing but if you have null values or non-null values, you can choose what you want to do with it. So null values, if you want, like, include them, non-null and all values. To choose all values, everything will come up. But if you want only null values to be included or non-null values, non-null values only, what will happen is null values will get avoided in that case. Yeah, so that's about the filters in here. So now let's look at the date filter. We have order date, right? So when you put date into filters, what you see is again range of dates, years, quarters, months, dates, weeks, month, day, year, and all the things that pertain to the dates. Correct? If you put next, what you will see is again the options coming as relative dates, range of dates, starting date, ending date, and special basically, which is including your nulls or excluding your nulls. And you can choose your things accordingly.